Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Thursday. It's September the 14th. This will be our chart lesson for today, and this is going to wrap the week up. No chart lesson on Fridays. Um, Early on, this is like it was going to be a range day, and it's not much different than a range day, although we did trend up most of the morning, and then we went sideways again. So, in the big scheme of things, if you back out, you can see this is a range day, and we traded within the overnight highs and overnight lows. We broke out temporarily, but we got back inside. So it's really just a range day. But most of the movement that we did have, it definitely was. That's a really tight range there. Um, you could have played that as a range or as a downtrend either way. And if you see, if you can draw your line across here, you could have played this as a range. I don't think it really changes much um, at all. So you still get your long here, short here. You didn't have enough room here, so that's a concern with that one. And even though you might have been had enough room here, it's not a good signal bar. So it didn't matter. You could have played that either way, and you still came up with the same trades basically. But let me just back out a little bit, and we'll go through the trades. Won't take long today. Um, Early on, there was a short early here. Notice the high here. We came back, we tested it once, twice. This is a lower high as well. It didn't quite close on this low, but that's still bearish enough. You go short there. You don't know you're going to get this big move out of it. This turns out to be a great trade. There was a second entry short right here, but that bar is too neutral. You really needed to wait on a lower high. But you get your double test. Notice that high right there. We tested it once, twice, and this broke higher, and then this is back across those highs there. So nice opportunity to get short, and turns out to be even better than expected. Then notice we get a close outside here, move to a new low, and you make a higher low here, a nice bullish bar. I like going long. Look how far away we are from the EMA, and it takes off. And you actually get a reversal here. It's a little close to that EMA, and there's always a chance it hits that EMA and turns back down. So I'm not crazy about that one. There's still some reasons to like it. You might have let it actually went lower first and then turned and went out the upper side. You might have let it break higher and then maybe dropped a limit order back a tick or two, and giving yourself a little more room and maybe had room to get out. It just depends on how your chart's set up. So that's a possibility. And while I'm thinking about that, somebody else sent me something today. I hate to move over here and leave this chart, but I just felt like it was worth talking about. Where was it? Oh, right here. Uh, I had a long listed right here on the second entry, and he asked me why I didn't get stopped out on it. And for some reason, he was thinking this was the entry bar, but notice prices don't break above it right there. You want to enter on a buy stop if you're going long, or a sell stop if you're going short. 99% of the time, especially if you're learning and you're not real experienced, wait, don't try entering with limit orders or doing anything fancy until you get really good at this. Uh, but even so here, your entry is not till it breaks above this bar right here. So that's your signal bar. So when that bar finished, you put a buy stop right there. When it broke higher, you would have been in, and your safety stop would go down below that bar, because that's the lowest point of the swing, and that's where your safety stop goes. It wouldn't go right here. For some reason, he thought, I guess he was entering during this bar, and then it went lower here and stopped him out. So I didn't quite understand. I think this gentleman had a misunderstanding or something. But you wouldn't enter until it broke above this bar. And even if you wanted to enter with a limit order, let it break higher and then drop the limit order back right at the highs here, or even if you put it one tick back, you probably wouldn't have got filled. But let's just say you put it here and it backed up just enough to fill you, and then it went higher. So your safety stop never even got challenged. It didn't even wasn't even. I mean, there's no backup at all. So I'm not sure where he was confused. Somehow he misunderstood. But make sure you understand that this is your safety stop always goes at the low of the swing or above the high of the swing. And so if, let's just assume that prices did go lower here and then turned and went right out the other side like I talked about a minute ago, when your stop still has to go below this bar because that's your signal bar. That's what triggered everything. And so make sure you understand that. So back to the trades. We talked about this one. And so when prices went lower here and then when broke out the upper side, if you dropped a limit order here and got filled, your stop goes below this bar because this is your signal bar. You just were you were using this bar to enter on, but this is still your signal bar. And most of the time you're going to wait till this bar completes and put a stop above it. And if you did that way, you probably want to skip that trade. So hope that makes sense. But here's another engulfing bar. Watch, look what happens. It comes down, you go up, and then it breaks lower, and then it turns. And if it goes out the other side here, I'm going to go long. I'm going to put a buy stop right above this bar. But this is still the low of that swing. That's where my safety stop's going to go. Right below that bar, not below this bar, below this one. Because that's the low of that particular swing. And that's where your safety stop goes. And if you caught this one, you got a runner here, and you could ride this all the way up today, at least until it broke out of this channel, and you would have ridden it up to right in this area right here. And notice what happens here. You could treat this like a double bottom. So there's the first entry, second entry. I didn't quite like that one. But you could have entered there. I'm going to go ahead and mark that one. I didn't quite like that one because there's a little bit of a move down there, like so, and just like there was a move down right here. But so you really wanted to see it try to make a new low here before you went long. And but the trend line's holding. This confirmed it, and this just further confirmed it, and then this confirmed it again. But if you treat that like a double top, this could be a failed second entry long right off the EMA and the trend line. So you could go long there, but it was more convincing when it came back again. So I really like that one. By the time we get up here, we're so close to these highs. I'm just too leery of entering here. We do finally get a breakout. This is really your breakout pullback right here, but that bar is too bearish really to neutral. But when it shot back up and turned down right here and turned and went out the other side, I like going long. And again, that's a engulfing bar, but you just still use a buy stop right there. If it turns up and goes higher, you got a buy stop there, off you go. And you get in with 3 or 4 ticks, your maximum risk there. And your stop goes below that bar right there. So hopefully that's clear. And then of course you move up here, and this is a 2-tiered channel. You can see that real clearly. And then we start working. We finally get a close outside. We start working down. There's a little bit of an opportunity to enter right here. That's a fairly decent looking bar, but this is a really obvious trend channel coming down through here, and so I don't think you want to enter. But even if you didn't, it broke higher so quick, you would have had to enter on a limit order. You wouldn't have been able to get in with a stop, and you're probably going to get a new low there. So you want this to at least make an attempt at a new low first, and then it actually has two legs down to a new low, and then it bounces here. And so you would expect this is probably going to try to test this high, because that's a pretty good move up. So I would expect prices to attempt that. So I like going long right there. A lot of people think that's a doji, but that's just it could have closed up as easy as it closed down. It's not. It has to close right in the middle to be a doji, and so that's kind of relatively, that's bullish enough that I'd take a chance on it. And you're looking for it to make a new high, but it doesn't. And we end up just kind of going sideways here. I don't think you're going to risk going short right here. Um, and there's a lower high right here, but again, it's right back at the support resistance, and you got to go short right into that, and you would have gotten trapped there and gotten stopped out. So by this time, we're swinging back and forth, back and forth. But you do get the double test here and a fairly bearish bar right there. So I like going short right there if you got room to get out, and that gets you right into the 2 o'clock hour. And if you were playing this as a range, I probably would not take that one. It's only 2 ticks, so it's real low risk, but you're looking for that retest, and you don't have enough price action really to say, hey, this is a range yet. This still looks like we're starting to reverse to go for a retest. By the time it gets to here, you're starting to look like we're going sideways, but you don't want to go short right into those lows, so you got to get a little better entry. And that leaves that trade there. And that is a second entry short as well. Notice the new low, first entry, second entry. So that was a nice setup, and you don't get many that late in the afternoon that look as good as that one does probably. And that's the first break of this trend line right here. So, but yeah, that's what I saw today. So not a bad day, not a great day, but not a bad day either. It was fairly straightforward until you got into this stuff right here, and then there just wasn't much left anyway in the day. So, but anyway, I'm going to wrap it up, and this is going to wrap us up for the week. We'll be back again to do it Monday. But I'm done for the week. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.